Welcome to Time Travel Coins. I'm going back in time through my coin collection for UK and English coins. My first video was done a few weeks ago when I did Queen Elizabeth II, 1971. I've been going back through George VI, Edward VIII, George V, Edward VII, and now I'm back to Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria was born on the 24th of May, 1819. Ascended to the throne 20th of June 1837, coronated on the 20th of June 1838 and died on the Isle of Wight the 22nd of January 1901. So a very long reign. She ascended to the throne just at the age of 18 and reigned for 64 years, which was then at that time the longest reigning monarch. It was such a long reign that I'm going to have to split this video into two. So what I'm going to start with is looking at my coins from 1887 onwards. And the first coin I'm going to show you, and as usual, I start with the lowest denomination first. And here is the farthing. Victoria, by the grace of God, Queen of all Britons, Defender of the Faith, Empress of India. Now here she was very proud of that title, Empress of India. She wanted to be an empress, apparently. And there's the reverse. The farthing, 1897, with Britannia on the reverse, made out of bronze. So we'll move on up to the halfpenny. There's reverse, not in fantastic condition, probably actually better than it looks. Same wording on the obverse there, and on the reverse the words halfpenny, 1899, with Britannia. So, moving up to the penny. Here's the obverse, the veiled head Victoria. Lovely condition, extremely fine detail there. It's probably better than extremely fine. I'd say this is round up and circulated, this coin. Reverse, again with Britannia. All the three bronze coins had Britannia on the reverse. And that really did symbolise Britain's naval prowess at the time. You've got Britannia there seated on the bow of a ship looking over the seas and the oceans. And at this time, the British Empire covered a quarter of the globe. Britain really was a world superpower in Victorian times. So that's all the bronze coins. I'd say the penny probably worth about £30, but the halfpenny and the farthing just £2 or £3 each. Plenty of bargains you can get on the farthings in particular. Move on to the silver coins now. These are sterling silver, which is 92.5% silver. It's the obverse and the reverse. 1895, same design as the Maundy penny with the number 3 on the reverse. This coin not particularly in high grade, maybe good, fine, some might say very fine, but just worth a few pounds. Move up to the sixpence, and this is in high grade. Would probably grade this as a round and circulated, 7 million minted, and I'd probably value it about £30. There's the obverse, same design as the bronze pennies, the reverse with the words sixpence with the denomination, 1893. Next one up is the shilling. Another high grade coin. And this was in design only used for the veiled head Victorian coins. I do like the design. You've got the three shields there with the English three lions, the Scottish rampant lion, and the Irish harp with the flowers as well. The rose for England, the thistle for Scotland, and the shamrock for Ireland. So again, this is a rounded circulated, but still you can get them. I found this, and you probably could find one for £30 in auction. Next up is the florin. Another high grade coin. Maybe just not reaching uncirculated grade, slightly under. Good, extremely fine. Same design, or very similar design to the shilling. And here's the half crown. So this coin has actually been cleaned, unfortunately. Again, if I move it around, you might be able to see the scratch marks from cleaning. Obviously, there's little scratch marks on a lot of coins, you know, from the minting process or from mint bags. But when they're going in the same direction like that, it suggests that it's cleaned. So if you sent this off for grading, it would come back details. I think extremely fine is a pretty safe grade. And the reverse there, with the shield with the three lines again, Irish harp, Scottish lion, and the flower emblems. 1898. So I think this half crown probably worth about £20 because it's been cleaned. And final silver coin on the veiled head is the crown. Got a bit of dark toning on this coin, but still in lovely condition. There is, if I can bring this into focus, you can read that, Anno Regni LIX. So that's the regnal year. That's the regnal year 59, 59th year. Victoria was on the throne. You can get, you know, two different regnal years for the same dated coin. This is 1898. This is LIX. And then we have other word in Decus et to Tarmen, and that translates to an ornament and a safeguard. And I think that was introduced to give some confidence in the coin many years before this, that the coin didn't have a clipped edge, that you had the full amount of silver in the coin that you held. And there's a Georgian dragon reverse, as we've seen before in my earlier videos, 1895. So, really nice coin. I'd say extremely fine and probably auction value about £80. Now I don't have the half sovereign gold coin, but I do have a sovereign for the veiled head. And there we have it. It's the obverse. And the Georgian dragon reverse. Struck in 22 karat gold, 91.5%. The year is 1899. And that, because of the high scrap values at the moment, would be worth, and it's in good condition as well, so there's a little bit of a premium on top. I would say £800 for that coin. Okay, so that finishes off the veiled head. We'll move on further back in time now to coins which had what we call the Jubilee head. The Jubilee head was only used for silver and gold coins. During this time, the younger head was used on the bronze coins. The Jubilee design, I'll start off with threepence, wasn't particularly popular. So it was used from 1887 through to 1893, and yeah, a lot of the press, a lot of the people felt it looked undignified. They thought the crown was unnecessary, because most monarchs don't have a crown on the coins, except when they're for overseas use and colonial use. They also, on some of the smaller coins as well, they didn't have the denomination of the coin. There is one on this. This is three of the threepence, same design. This coin's been high grade. I see around and circulated, and the mintage is very low for 1888, so I'd say this is probably worth about £35. We do have to be a bit careful about Victorian mintages though, because they tend to represent the amount of coins released in the year, not the amount of coins with that particular date on. Now, sometimes they're pretty much in line, and it does give an indication of rarity, but in other cases it doesn't, and you can have a fairly high mintage for a very rare coin, like the 1869 penny, for example, and you can have the vice versa as well, so you need to be a bit of caution. Now I've got another exactly the same size as the threepence there I just showed you. This coin's not in great condition, less than fine. I don't like the British grading system where they say good, very good, because this might be good, but it's not good, is it, if you look at that? So I just say it's less than fine grade. It is a groat. This is the first time I've seen a groat in my videos. It's called the Britannia Groat, with the Britannia reverse. Not really a British coin. It was used for colonial use, and I think it was in British Guyana in South America where it was minted, where it was released, circulated. 1888, low mintage, only 120,000 minted, so quite rare. So even in this condition, I'd say probably about £10 if you wanted one of those. We'll move up to the sixpence. There's the obverse. And this reverse there with the word sixpence on, 1888. There was another version of this with a shield reverse, which was unpopular, and it quickly changed to the wording again sixpence, because there was criticism that they wanted the word sixpence on the coins. 2.83 grams sterling silver, I'd say, because if it's around and circulated that coin, I'd say about £30. Okay, so we'll move up to the shilling. Another very high grade coin. Around and circulated again. This time the year is 1887. And there is the shield reverse that I was referring to just now. the Irish Harp, 3 lions, Scottish rampant lion. And they did change the obverse slightly on some of the silver coins. So I'll just leave that one there, and I'll bring in a shilling from 1890, a little bit later. Not in as good grade by any means, but you can see there that the head of the Queen has got slightly larger on that coin. Just quickly show the reverse again. Kept the shield reverse on the shilling. 1890. So the shield reverse on the sixpence was often also referred to as the withdrawn type sixpence. Here's the florin. $11.31 grams sterling silver. Now we've design here is a similar design to what we saw on George V sterling silver florins. 1887. 1887 is the easiest year to find high grade coins. Well, those vintage numbers are fairly high, but most people held them back. It was a new coin, so you can find them at lower prices. And I'd say that florin there, round and circulated, but again you could get it for about £30. And same for this half crown. I'm about to show you now. Half crown, and lovely detail, round and circulated. But it's not quite as good in terms of the little patchy toning on there. 1887, that's the shield reverse used at the time. And there was another coin, not a half crown, not a crown, but a double florin that was around at this time. There's the double florin. $782,100 of these minted. Weighed 22.62 grams. So this coin's in extremely fine condition. Quite a lot of them in decent condition, the double florins, because they weren't used for long. They were very short-lived, they were very unpopular. Sometimes referred to as the barmaid's grief, because they got confused with half crowns and crowns. No denomination written on the coin. I think they're asking for trouble here. But they were never officially demonetized, so these coins do have a currency value today of 20 pence. But you would be a bit silly to spend these as 20 pence. So this coin is probably worth about 35 to 40 pounds, something in that region. And the final silver coin with Jubilee head is the crown. And this one is from 1889. Right, this one's been cleaned, polished, messed up basically. I bought it just simply because I paid exactly the same as you would for a standard, fine crown, but it does give you that, getting a clean coin like this at the same price, does give you that bit of extra detail that you can see, which I appreciate. I don't know what you think, put it in the comments whether you prefer to pay for a more worn coin that hasn't been cleaned, or a coin like this with a bit more detail. If I move this around, you'll see all the nasty scratch marks on it. You can see that it's been polished as well. 1889, the most common year for Jubilee crowns, 1.8 million of these minted. I'd say still, probably, if I put this up for auction, I'd probably expect about £40 for that. There we go, that's the last silver coin. Again, don't have the half sovereign, but here's the full sovereign. Jubilee head. The reverse, 1890. The Georgian Dragon reverse. Yeah, nice coin. Similar to the Valehead one, I'd say again, £800 to the high gold scrap value. And a little bit of a premium because it's in a nice grade. So there we have it, the first part of the Victorian coins. Hope you enjoyed it. My next video will be going back further in time with Queen Victoria, showing all the different types of younger heads that Victoria had, with bronze, copper, silver, gold coins. Thank you.